Happy Wednesday, brothers. It seems like me talking about overcoming pornography addiction is a better topic, or perhaps a better suited topic for me and for you guys. So today I will be sticking to this line a tiny bit, and I'll be talking about how to actually keep yourself from getting back to the rut. Because guess what? It is not so hard, or I would say not easy, but not easy. The hardest part is not to get away from porn for 7 days, but actual harder part is to just simply stay away from it. And most importantly, when those urges are coming after a month, after a year, yes, after a freaking year, then you are just simply not leaning into that thing. So, pure and simple impulse control, and in the setting of overcoming pornography addiction. So, what I've got to realize about myself when I was such an quote-unquote addict is that I just simply had an activity. So basically, the very first thing, my days were not structured. I didn't really have a structure. I mean, I've been trying to plan out my days, but I just simply didn't have the discipline to carry out those actions. And so what happened is that I've been trying to solve an activity, and basically how I work, I do not know about this, guys. I don't know if I have ADHD or not, but the actual idea over here is that back then I've been trying to build an online store, okay? And so we all know that building up an online store might seem like an easy task, but at the end of the day, it all comes down to the little details. So basically, if you've ever been looking up for e-commerce, if you haven't, then I'm telling you this now. It was around in 2019, 2020. The dropshipping was booming still. And so the actual difference between someone who was making a lot of freaking money, like talking about 100k a month plus, versus someone who made even break even or something like that, or even lost money, was the actual tiny little details, such as in every single business. And so the $1 billion solar company versus the one that the solar rep who's just starting out his career is the actual processes, the actual details, the actual little tiny details. Or let's just say between the new coffee shop on the corner versus Starbucks, and years in business. But we can just simply boil back down to the little tiny details. And so the point over here is that I just simply thought that I can just simply figure out everything, and I can get to this place of, hey, you know, man, I'll be putting this whole thing together in a week, and so on and so forth. And so I was just, doing those activities, and I had these unrealistic expectations of me becoming a millionaire in 90 days, and so on and so forth. And so after that, I've been just trying to solve a process, okay? And I couldn't really solve the process because I was just, searching, and my lazy brain, just wasn't processing the information that, hey man, like this tool or this solution doesn't work because of this. Okay, analyze it next one, so on and so forth. So with the proper rationalized fees going through the problems, I just got this impulse. I just got this huge emotion inside of my body. The same thing I got from actually talking with someone, or being with people and not having my expectations met. And so after that, I just simply got this sensation inside of my body, and I just simply felt that, man, like I cannot really control myself. I just simply have to give this thing off somehow. And in that impulse, in that anger, in that anxiety, combination of anxiety and anger, and some days boredom, I just simply was actually using this tool of masturbation and pornography. And so every single time when I got stressed, and every single time when I got overwhelmed, I just simply was leaning into pornography, PMO, and after that, feeling like a piece of freaking shit, and thinking about the meaning of my life, and thinking of, hey man, somewhere in the future I'll become a rock star or a millionaire, so therefore all my problems will be solved. And so, nope, it doesn't work like that, obviously. But back then I knew that, but I just simply couldn't control myself. And so the most important idea here is impulse control. The actual thing, the actual tool in your tool case will be impulse control. if you are able to actually feel this whole thing inside for saying, hey man, I want to quit. I just simply want to let in. I just simply want to quit from here. And if you have there's something inside of you that is telling you that, hey man, I'm not quitting, I'm not leaning into that thing, then you would just simply be able to control those urges. So for example, I'll be honest with you, before yesterday, I got the urge to open up Instagram and, just have some very, very, very dirty thoughts and look some, very, very, very hot pictures and, do my thing, which is, again, not pornography, but still the same category. And I was like, man, you know what? Use your energy somewhere else. You've been able to use your energy so wonderfully today. You've been able to create so many processes. You've been able to learn so much, and so on and so forth. Use those energies about that for tomorrow too. Why don't you do that? And I was like, okay, man, like this is what we do. I went to sleep, woke up today, started my day like a beast. Okay, so this is it, brothers. Impulse control, and so this will be the actual difference between you being able to say like, hey man, like you can just stay away for 7 days, or when after a month this whole thing is coming back, you will still be able to stick the line. And so how will that thing happen is by actually training that muscle. Because whether you believe it or not, this is just like discipline. And perhaps discipline and impulse control, maybe they are perhaps the same thing, but discipline is like when you have a resistance and you have to overcome that resistance, and impulse control would be like when you actually have something. So discipline is like when you do not want to do something and you're still doing that, and impulse control would be when you want to do something and you're not doing that. But the actual main mechanism in the brain, and sorry for this, I do not really know too much about that, but due to my best understanding, we just simply have to get away from the actual emotional brain and bring us back to the rational brain. So simple as this. And how we do that is by just simply learning the skill, learning this character trait inside of ourselves, of saying no to things, of going through things no matter what. And this muscle is just simply getting stronger and stronger and stronger and stronger and stronger and stronger. And so whether you believe it or not, the best thing that happened, both my discipline, both my impulse control, and again, these are perhaps linked things, at least due to my experience, was to actually work out. Training every single day. So for example, I do not really have the mood for that thing. I do not really have the mood for training today, but I'm still coming out here and I'm training because I know that this is something that I want to get done. Not necessarily my body needs that today, but I know that by going through that thing, I'm just simply getting to this place where I'm training myself, training my soul. Working out, this is one thing. The second thing with meals, with eating, and all of these bodily things, so bodily functions, whether you believe it or not, if you can control your body, you will be able to control your impulses. And so the best thing that have been working for me, the very first thing was intermediate fasting, and the second thing was 1 meal a day. So brother, believe me or not, if you are able to control your urges, because your body will adopt for that, especially if you're eating ketogenic diet, to 1 meal a day. Not too much about this topic for today, but I just wanted to mention this thing. If you're eating 1 meal a day, just imagine that you're waking up and you're not eating all day freaking long, and you're still focused on your activities and you're still getting shit done, and you're ending only at the end of the day when you've been able to just simply finish up everything. And doing that for a long time. I've been doing that consequently for 9 months without a fucking break. Now I'm still doing that. So for example, I'm still on 1 meal a day today, but I have some break days because my body just simply cannot do that. It's like some days I feel like I'm fucking dying. So it's like more of a mental BS now than like a helpful thing. So yes, use that, but with caution again, because that can just be harmful, eating 1 meal a day. But the point over here coming back is that we just simply have to learn to control our impulses and control our urges. And it goes way, 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 way beyond pornography and masturbation. And this is perhaps one of the greatest connections with us being able to realize ourselves, because guess what? We know, and especially with the help of the internet, we know every single time what we're supposed to be doing, yet we're not doing those things. Or we know that what we're not supposed to be doing, yet we are doing those things. And if we are able to just simply drive ourselves in a way how our higher self would like to drive us, then guess what? We'll be living a meaningful life for ourselves. And so this is how it works, brothers. And so this is the thing that is allowing me to actually thinking about, hey man, it would be so freaking good to jack off today, but I'm still not doing that. Or hey man, it would be so great to go out clubbing today, and I'm still not doing that. Or on the opposite, it's like, hey man, you haven't been going out for 2 freaking weeks. You've been working and you've been just doing this whole thing, and you're going crazy. Like, put on your freaking shoes and get your freaking ass out there, because you have to do that. You just simply must go out and socialize. So both ways. And this is the actual underlying mechanism that have been helping me so tremendously, because I've been also thinking about today. It's like, man, back then I clearly remember. So for example, today I wasted like an hour searching for a tool because I'm setting up my my prospecting automatization over here, and I've been wasting a lot of freaking time, brother. Like, I've been wasting time, like I've been wasting at least an hour in like searching for tools, but most importantly, I was wasting focus. And so now, back then I clearly remember that I would have been getting this emotional, anxious, impulse control, unable to control my impulses and so on and so forth. That would have been just jacking up. But today I was like, man, like, put your ass together, bro. It's like, you have shit to get done today. So this is how it works, and this is what have been working for me. So training and food, and yes, also cold showers. That is a great one. Sorry for not mentioning that earlier. So excuse me for me not being the most precise today, but yeah, I'm up since like 8 hours or something. So something like 8 hours, something like that. I haven't eaten too much, and I've been working, and like I haven't slept too much either. So yeah, but still working out. I'm about to get back and get shit done, because I'm driven by that thing. So yeah, and eating at the end of the day. Brothers, keep up. You're good. If you're not good, then you will be good one day, because this is how this shit works. Love.